Oh, someone got a new toy. This thing is a lot better box than I thought it was gonna be. I finally decided that I needed a heat treat oven. This thing is, it's packed really well. This is attached, kind of nailed onto some wood here. And the base is, this caster's bent. That's not good. Actually, the whole frame is bent, so probably just straighten that out and we'll be good. Let's get these metal bands out of the way. And we're down into this. There's the kiln. Looks nice. Got a little pamphlet here. Tap Wi-Fi connection instructions. So I got the solid state and the tap controller. So this looks like it's just the owner's manual. Open this baby up. And down inside, looks pretty good. Yeah, pretty impressive so far. I like it. Oh, and there's another box over here. Oh, that's got all the pins to hold the blades up in the kiln. Here it is in all of its glory. The Kiln Vertical Airbath 21. So the reason for this video is I kind of want to just give you the point of view of somebody who really doesn't know a lot about this, which is me. I've done a little bit of reading, and it's the reason why I got this one. I really like the idea of having gravity work for you, by letting the blades hang instead of rest on its spine or on its cutting edge. I also like the idea of not taking up any more bench space, because that's premium real estate. I like being able to roll this into a corner when I'm not using it and just going that route. When this showed up, it had the 30 amp setup, the R369 or whatever plug. So I got a hold of Kiln and asked them if there's any way, you know, that I could just put a 50 amp plug on this. And they were actually nice enough to send me the new skinny blade, so I could just take these out, because these were horizontal, the two blades down at the bottom, and they sent me the skinny one so I could just turn the fat one vertical, put the skinny one vertical, and now that works in my 50 amp receptacle. So now I can actually plug this in and we can see what it's all about. First thing we're gonna do is look in this box. These are the parts that you suspend the blades from. They've got these cool springs, some pins, and then these rods that I believe hang across. So let's open it up here. So down here, that's where these rods hang, and then you'll be able to put your blade in there. So let's open this stuff up and kind of test how this stuff works. So yeah, those will fit right into there. It's like all the way across. You can probably use as many as you need. I'm sure they don't all need to be in there. And then I'm not entirely sure what the difference is between these two pins. I'll have to do a little bit of reading for that. But this pin, so basically you'll slide the pin through there, and then you can drop that in and it hangs, and then you pull it out, good to go. I believe these springs are for when you don't have a hole. You can just put the spring around the tang, drop it in there, and then it'll do its thing hanging off that spring. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what those are for. I'm looking inside here. It looks super well built. A lot more heating coils than the benchtop ones. But yeah, it looks really nice. Looks really well built. All right, we're gonna fire this thing up. So here's the only outlets that I have in here. These guys, I have another one on the other side, but it's a 20 amp, so nothing really works. So we'll plug this in. Then we'll get this set up here. So I don't know if you can read this, but this front panel says 6.4, which is, I believe, the version of the software. Knife, I'm guessing, because it's a knife kiln. SSR for solid state relay, and then 2200 degrees, because I believe that's the max that this does. So we'll just peel that off of there to reveal the touch screen. Over here, we've got some sort of dongle. Oh, this is going to be the probably the flash drive to update, maybe, or wireless. Not entirely sure. We've got the power switch down here. We've got a couple lights down here. There's the cooling fins for the solid state relay. Another cool thing is up here, looks like there's a safety switch. So this door has to be closed for this to work, which is always good. So this is plugged in. We're gonna kick it on. See some red lights inside. Okay, starting up here. I forgot to mention the wheels, the casters on the base of this. One of the wheels was bent up. I'm assuming that the shipping company probably actually put something on top of this and bent it. It's just one wheel bent. I went to go buy another one to replace it. I couldn't find the same one, so I just bought 4 new casters and then called it good. I probably could have told them about it and they would have sent me one, but it's all good. I'm okay spending a little bit of money. Okay, so this says controller is not a safety device, never leave unattended. Yep. And then we click OK. So it's already got our temperature, 46 degrees, which sounds about right. It's actually a nice day here. It's got the date, the time, status of standby. Let's hit the menu. So we've got schedule, settings, and event logs. Diagnostics, software update, developer info, schedules. So let's hit schedules. Apparently you're supposed to run a cycle through this anyway, so maybe I'll just do that now. So we have some preloaded in here. 1084 high carbon, 1084 high carbon. Stress relieving. So there's a bunch of different settings: 1085, 1095, 1095, 52100, 5160, 440C, and then a test. I'm running the 1084 heat treat, 1490 degrees Fahrenheit. It's got a hold time of 10 minutes. I'm just going to run this as my first firing. Apparently you're supposed to do the first firing without anything in it. We're about halfway there. And we've been running for almost 8 minutes. This thing's got tons of features. It'll probably take a little bit to get used to everything it can do, but it also looks like it probably has Wi-Fi. Got a Wi-Fi signal and a way to connect to Wi-Fi. I'm not entirely sure what that's for, if you can control this with your phone or whatever the case. We're coming up on 1490. I'm pretty impressed. Like, spots on the sides are hot, but I can still touch it. So if you're going up to like 1600, 1700, I'm sure they're gonna get hotter than you'll want to touch. But it looks like we've been running for 24 minutes. So 25, 26 minutes we'll be up to temperature. This thing also has an option that you can put in your city's kilowatt hour rate, and it'll tell you how much you spent for each firing, which is kind of nice. I'm guessing this will probably take a little bit longer when it's full of steel, but that's still not a bad time. Now that this thing's been on for a while, the sides are definitely getting hot to the touch. So it will get warm, so make sure nothing's touching the sides that you don't want burnt or melted. First impressions, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. I can't wait to use it. I think it's gonna make everything heat treat related so much better.